Hey guys, I'm Brogan. Today in this video we are going to dive into what might just be the most powerful and reliable plug-and-play game experience out there on the market today. We've seen the Neo Zero One. I'm a big fan of it, but the makers of the Neo Zero One have finally released the Neo Ogami. This is a AMD Ryzen 5 powered plug-and-play game console that doesn't just give you access to the old favorites out there like Classic Arcade, Super Nintendo, Genesis, etc. This actually gives you PS2, PS3, Xbox, Xbox 360, and so much more at your fingertips. 100% plug and play. So we're going to unbox this, we're going to set this up, we're going to tour through everything that this offers, and you better believe it, we are going to test out its performance. Let's dive into it. All right guys, we're going to go ahead and open this up. So inside here, first off, we have two controllers, and we also have the console in this box right here. So let's take a look at the controllers first. All right, so PlayStation style controller right here. We have a little bit of a grip on here, D-pad up here in the top left. We have our shape buttons over here. So standard 4-button configuration, dual analog sticks. We have our shoulder and trigger buttons. Feels very good, very stable, very lightweight. Inside here we have a compartment for AAA batteries. We're also going to find our USB dongle here. So this is going to plug into our console today in order to connect over the controller. So I'm going to set that aside, and the other one here is this black one right here, which exact same layout, just simply a different color. All right, so nicely put together. So we have our drive right here. Looks like a nice enclosure. Just set that aside. We also have the console itself right here, the mini PC console. We have a HDMI cable. This looks to be our power supply cable right here. It's a two-part power supply cable, so other end of it is right here. So this end is going to plug in just like that. Obviously, this end goes into your power outlet. Other end over here is going to plug into the console itself. And then we have our cable connection for our enclosure. We have Type-C on one side, USB-A on the other. So the Type-C cable connection goes into the actual external hard drive. And then this right here is going to plug into your PC. All right, guys, and here is the device that's going to bring our experience to life here. This is the game console, or the mini PC, if you will. And right here, we've got in the front here two USB 3 ports, followed by our power button, located right over here. Gives us access to everything that we're going to need right there on the front. But if you take a look at the side, we have great ventilation over here, great ventilation on the other side, and we have some additional ports on the back. So first off, power supply cable connection right down there on the end. We have a HDMI port on here. That's how we're going to bring this over and connect this over to a monitor or TV. We have our Ethernet cable connection here, two additional USB 3 ports. We have another HDMI port, and right above that is a USB-C cable connection, or a USB 4. So lots of different port options here. The way that I would do this is I'd probably connect over the external hard drive to the back side, just because I don't need easy access to that. And then I'll leave the front ports open for the controllers to be connected, since those I will be actually, removing from time to time. So very sleek design. We're going to go ahead and set this up. So let's bring our power supply cable into the mix. That's going to plug right into the back right there. We're going to grab our HDMI cable right here. One end is going to plug into the back as well. We'll go into this port. And then the other end of this is going to go over to my TV, and we'll fire this up and see what it has to offer. All right, guys, here we are loaded up into the Neo Ogami plug-and-play game console. Top right corner, you guys can see 47,578 games included on here. Plug-and-play ready to go. So we're going to jump into the all games list here. So this is the way everything's going to be laid out. Left-hand side, we have a text list. Right-hand side, it looks like we have a combination of the logo, the screenshot from the game, as well as the cover art. So we can navigate our way down the list here, and you can see exactly how everything is laid out. Seems to be very much effective. This is an Xbox game right here, 007 Agent Under Fire. We have a view to a kill up here, so you're seeing everything right here from Amstrad CPC all the way to original Xbox. We have Game Boy Advance, we have some more Amstrad CPC, we've got ZX Spectrum here. So we're going to go through each of these individual collections, but I wanted you guys to see how the master list is actually laid out here. So it does seem like it's very easy to navigate. And actually, if we hit the select button with our controller, we can go over here to where it says jump to, and we can go over to, let's say we want a title that starts with the letter G, for example. We'll hit G on here, and it's going to bring us right to the G titles, just again for easy access. So we'll back out of this collection. We're going to keep it moving. Favorites collection, this is going to be a custom collection you set up for yourself just for easy access to the games that you want to dive into on a regular basis. Now, next collection over is light gun. We have 184 light gun games. Let's take a look. I'm a big light gun fan, so let's see what we've got. So we got some Area 51 for Sega Saturn here. We've got Alien 3 The Gun up here. We've got the PlayStation version of Area 51. We've got Confidential Mission. So like something like this, completely different. We have the Naomi version as well as Dreamcast version. So it's not like it's multiple versions for the exact same thing. We've got different, one is a home console version, one is the arcade version from Sega Naomi. So as we scroll through here, you can see the layout of everything within. Like Crypt Killer here, we've got PlayStation, we also have Sega Saturn, and they are different versions. So we'll keep it moving, keep going through the light gun games here. So we got some Gunfighter down here, always enjoyed those games. Judge Dredd for PlayStation. House of the Dead 2 for Dreamcast. Definitely some good stuff mixed in here. LA Machine Guns for Sega Model 3. Love Sega Model 3. Lethal Enforcers, we've got the Mega Drive version, we've got the Super Nintendo version, we've got the European version here. So yeah, I mean, Lethal Enforcers, PlayStation, we got the 1 and 2. Yeah, so some of the, I would remove some of the duplicates here, but all in all, still gives you a lot of different options. So we're going to back out of this collection. Never played. This is kind of a fun way to just explore things that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily pick to play. So it'll find all the games that you've never opened before and just kind of organize them, once again, in alphabetical order. We'll back out. We have last play. This is going to pull 50 of the last games that you've played on your setup. Again, more kind of similar to favorites, but gives you the ability to jump back into games that you were previously playing effectively. So here we have Image Viewer. You can go in here and you can actually do screenshots from gameplay and access them there. And remember, you can go into your menu and you can hide any of these that you don't want shown. So if you don't want certain collections shown, you can easily hide that. Like over here we have Mr. Boom, Bomberman, so you can easily hide this if you don't want it. Now, first collection looks like is OpenBOR with 78 games. We're going to jump in here and just see what's inside here. So we got Alien vs. Predator Aftermath. That's a good one. There's definitely some cool stuff in here. We got some Battletoads. We got some Battletoads Double Dragon. Crisis Evil 1 and 2. We got some more Double Dragon in here. Unleashed is a really good one. Some Final Fight, some Final Fantasy. Kill Bill Volume 1 is a really cool game. If you like Kill Bill, you'll really enjoy that. We got Marvel Superheroes is a good one. So you could be Spider-Man in there. We've got some Mortal Kombat. We've got Metal Gear Origin in here. Just some cool, like, custom-made games. Usually they're pretty casual. There's some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle options in here as well. Vampire Hunters is a good one. So we'll back out of this collection. Next collection over is going to be a Doom port. Next one after that, Prince of Persia port. We've got Steam over here. So you can go in here and you can actually, I believe, link over to Steam if you wanted to. We have Channel F. This is going to give us a bunch of games in here. How many games for that? That's 34 games in that collection. We have Atari 2600, 640 games inside Atari 2600. And it seems to be consistently scraped, and when I say that, I mean all of the data here, title by title, is laid out exactly the same in each of these collections. We have the screenshot, the logo, and then the cover art, box art there for each of these. So I definitely like the clean setup here from top to bottom. We'll back out. We have Astrocade next with 20 games. And again, you can see all that scraped data right over there. Very easy to navigate this. It's all alphabetical order. We have Odyssey 2 next with 116 games. So definitely got a lot of far back retro stuff on here so far, but I did see some advanced stuff in here too, so we'll get to that very soon. We have Atari 800, 5,091 games for Atari 800. right, we'll back out. Intellivision next with 157 games. All right, we have Game & Watch next with 35 games. And I like this. I like that we actually see on there, since we don't have, I mean, there is box art, but we also get to see the actual console, the original Game & Watch console there. So I definitely like that. This isn't something that I personally would ever play on here, but it is cool to, you know, if you have nostalgia for these games, honestly, sometimes just going through here and doing exactly what we're doing right now can be fun and take you back. So next collection is Sinclair ZX81. 1,421 games in here. And these are broken up into subcategories. So we've got applications, we've got actually two different types of applications. We got demos, we got educational, and we've got games over here. So we're going to back out of this one. It's not a collection I'm personally that familiar with. We have Arcadia next with 57 games. We'll take a look at how everything populates in here. This one appears to be just a screenshot for the games. We'll back out. We've got Atari 5200 next with 72 games. Actually, let's loop around the other way. Yeah, it's consistent all the way through all these titles. All right, we'll back out of that one. We've got Commodore 64 next with 5,222 games on here. And we do have a couple of these. We have the unlicensed folder up here. We have compilations. And then we, of course, have the regular list down here as well. ColecoVision next with 135 games. Very nice. We have Vectrex now with 71 games. We've got Sinclair ZX Spectrum over here with 5,249 games. Okay. So very clean setup so far. I mean, there are some duplicates here and there that may be a little bit more than I would typically want on here, but so far I'll excuse it for the fact that we have a very clean setup. It's very easy to locate everything. MSX1. Inside here we have 667 games. Now we've got NES with 3,258 games. And it looks like we've got Assorted and Dynavision in here as well as their own little subcategory. And as you can see, everything appears to be, once again, alphabetical order, consistently put together. You can find all our favorite titles in here effectively. We'll back out. We've got Sega SG-1000 next with 68 games. We've got Amstrad CPC with 1,953 games. We've got Atari ST with 4,739 games. Sega Master System with 490 games. And we've got the Mark III up there as well as Tectoy in their own subcategory. So I'm going down to the bottom and looping around. We've got WWF WrestleMania, Steel Cage Challenge, which I love. Let's make sure we got some Sonic titles in here. I saw The Simpsons down there. Saw Lion King. Let's see. Sonic the Hedgehog. There we go. Right there. Sonic 1 and 2. Spider-Man. Another good one. All right, so we'll back out of here. We've got MSX2 with 80 games. We've got Atari 7800 with 61 games. We've got Family Disk System over here with 217 games. We have Translations up there in its own subcategory as well. So it's like a little bonus in a lot of these having that subcategory in there, or even several subcategories. We've got TurboGrafx or PC Engine. I like the way that that's laid out there, where a lot of times with this you only get one logo or one label. I like the fact that they have double labeled this. So we've got TurboGrafx, which is what it was called in the US, and then PC Engine, which is what it was called in Japan. So 386 games inside here. And we've got TurboGrafx 16 up there, subcategory, which is cool. So Afterburner 2, love the way that it populates in. Next, we have Sharp X 68,000 over here with 800 games. And it looks like, let's see how this populates in. Okay, so we've got, because they're multi-disc, they're in their own little folder here, but still very easy to navigate into that. Next collection is going to be Sega Genesis or Mega Drive in Japan and Europe. And we've got this broken down into those subcategories as well. We've got betas and obscure, we've got hacks, we've got homebrew and unlicensed, we have Mega Drive Japan and Europe, we have Sega Genesis English, and we have unreleased. So we're going to go into Sega Genesis English here. And you can see, here's our full list, all scraped perfectly. Let's go up here to hacks. Even the hacks are scraped. That's really cool. And you can see, it tells you in parentheses, like kind of what it's all about. Like these are enhancements, enhanced colors, very nice. All right, so back over here we have TurboGrafx CD in the US or PC Engine CD, 35 games in this collection. We've got original Game Boy, 527 games. And we've got hacks and others up there at the top in its own category. Nicely scraped. Next we have Atari Lynx with 76 games. We have Super Graphics next with just 5 games. We've got Philips CDI over here with 15 games. Next we have Game Gear. This is 317 games. And we've got hacks and others in its own category. And inside there you have homebrew and unlicensed, you have Japan, you've got translations, and you've got unreleased. So let's go down just the regular list here. Put together very consistent collection by collection. I'm impressed. A lot of times you get to these collections and half of them are missing or they're completely different themes within. So I'd like that this is very much consistent. We'll back out. Neo Geo is next with 175 games. We've got The Art of Fighting in its own category here. We've got Fatal Fury, we've got Metal Slug, we've got Samurai Shadow, and we've got The King of Fighters. So when I go into this collection, 9 times out of 10 I'm going for Metal Slug. And here we go. We've got all of them in here. We even have the bootlegs, which is really nice that we have those. So very cool. We'll back out. We've got Super Nintendo next with 3,787 games. We've also got hacks and others. We've got Super Famicom for Japan as well. And then our regular list here. And you can see we've got the cartridge being shown, the box art, the screenshot, and the logo. Love the way that that looks on here. And you'll see the different versions, like this one up here for Adam's Family Values. We've got US, which is in English, French, and DE. What's that? I don't even know what that one is. But yeah, it's in different languages. We've got the US, we've got the US Arcade. So we'll back out of this collection. We've got Sega CD over here with 109 games. We've got Amiga 1200 over here with 1,050 games. Unreleased up there in its own category. We've got Supervision over here with 14 games. We've got 3DO with 70 games. Let's take a look at 3DO. Nicely put together, wide range of different titles here. Dragon's Lair. All right, we've got Atari Jaguar next with 81 games. We've got Pico over here, 262 games. Now that's one you don't typically see. I'm impressed by that. Now there's not a lot of games here. I remember a few of them, but not a lot that I personally play, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that would definitely be interested in this, especially because it's something you don't typically see on plug and plays. So we'll back out. We got Neo Geo CD with 36 games next. And 2020 Super Baseball is a fun one. We'll loop around. Nice. All right, we've got original PlayStation here, 1,232 games. That's a stacked collection. We got The World Is Not Enough from 007 to start it off. And we're starting to get into the more advanced stuff here. So definitely a big PlayStation original fan. Looks to be a massive list. Let's loop around the other way, though. One thing I'm looking for is, do we have WWF titles on here? We do. This is excellent. Okay. We've got WrestleMania, we've got Attitude, we've got SmackDown 2. Whoops, went too far. Yeah, so Attitudes here. We've got WWF In Your House. Not one of my favorites, but it's cool that it's on here. We've got WWF SmackDown, WWF SmackDown 2, which is probably my... for PlayStation, this would be my favorite wrestling game right here. WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. So very nice. I mean, let's see if we have Tekken. That's another one that I have to have. All right, well, while we're here, we've got WCW Mayhem, which is good. There's a few other WCW games missing, but honestly, they suck, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, let's double check that we have, what was I saying we should check? Tony Hawk Pro Skaters are all on here. See that at a quick glance. Oh, Tekken. We want to see if Tekken's on here. Because Tekken is, to me, the best game. Tekken 3 would be the best game for PlayStation. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 on here. That's great. Let's back out. Sega Saturn is next with 253 games. 3D Baseball to kick it all off. We've got some Area 51. Notice that we've got symbols next to the title. So like this is a racing game, obviously, Andretti Racing. So there's the steering wheel. Next one down is Area 51, which is a light gun game. So we've got the little revolver icon. So I'd like that as well. Just another thing that, like, if you're not familiar with the title, you can look over and say, okay, this is a light gun game. This is a racing game. Even if the title doesn't suggest, you know, what type of game it is. Let's go down to D. I want to see if we have Daytona. Oh, I just saw it there. There we go. We got a couple Daytona USAs. Duke Nukem 3D. So there's some cool stuff in here. Very nice. Let's back out. We've got Sega 32X, 44 games. Hacks in its own collection. You can tell that a lot of time went into this because everything is just scraped very nicely. No issues with any of that. So we got Virtual Boy next with 17 games. We'll take a quick glance inside here. Not a big Virtual Boy game, not a big Virtual Boy gamer myself, but you got to have it in there. So it's nice to see that it is present. We've got Sega Model 3 next with 19 games. Let's see what's in here. So we got Daytona USA Power Edition, Emergency Call Ambulance. We got Get Bass. We've got Get Bass, my bad. Harley Davidson and LA Riders is great. LA Machine Guns. Scud Race is good. Ski Champ. What else? Star Wars Trilogy. Love this game. Jurassic Park Lost World. And the Ocean Hunter is a nice, like, underwater rail shooter. That's a blast. Next, we have N64, 266 games in here. And we've got Japanese titles as well as translations. So let's loop around to the bottom. Let's see what we have for wrestling. We got WrestleMania 2000. We got Warzone. We got No Mercy. And we have Attitude. Now, for WCW games, we have WCW NWO Revenge. We've got World Tour. We've got Nitro, Mayhem, and Backstage Assault. So all of them are present here. Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey, 98, and the original 3D Hockey. We've got Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 over here. The Freem Edition. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Twisted Edge, Turok, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, some Tom Clancy. This is pretty sweet. Some Star Wars titles in here, Spider-Man. All right, let's back out of this one. We've got MAME next with 1,966 games. Okay, and Mortal Kombat as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles up there in their own category for easy access. All right, let's put this to the test now. Let's go into our Jump 2. We'll hit Select. And let's go to, I always check WrestleFest out, so we'll go to X and then work our way up. So we've got WrestleFest, we got Superstars, we got WrestleMania, we even have Wrestle War in here. Now, what I like is that there's only one version of these, because I've gone into setups where there's like 20 WrestleFests, and they're all the same. So I like the fact that this is very clean. We don't have a bunch of different versions of titles. Let's go back into our Jump 2, and let's go over to, let's make sure that the Gauntlet games are in here, just as an example. All right, so we'll go down. And we'll just be holding this for a little bit here. But we went right by it. So we've got Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2 in here. Very nice. And final check. Let's do... We got to see if The Simpsons are in here, right? So I think that would be T. I think it starts with the, typically. So let's see if we've got The Simpsons. Because that's another one of those arcade games. There it is. It's right there. And it's the 4-player version. We also have the Punisher above that. So very, very nicely put together here. We got the Three Stooges. All right, let's back out. Sega Dreamcast next, 260 games. All right, I'm starting to get excited now. Dreamcast is my favorite retro collection, and 260 games is stacked. So, do we have Virtua? We got WWF Royal Rumble. We have Virtua Tennis. Yes, we do. Love it. What else do we have in here? Some Toy Story, some Toy Racer, Toy Commander. We got some Tom Clancy going on here. Tokyo Extreme Racer 1 and 2. Love those games. We got Test Drive. We've got some Street Fighter, some Star Wars. We've got Spider-Man. Soul Calibur in here. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Snowcross Championship Racing is a great game. Very similar to Sled Storm. We've got Silent Scope. We've got San Francisco Rush 2049. Real Fishing, Ready to Rumble. Very nice. I'm very happy with this. We got Power Stone 1 and 2. Looks like all of our favorite Dreamcast games in here. So we're going to back out. Next we have Game Boy Color, 549 games. Hacks and others up there in its own collection as well. World is Not Enough. Very nice. Next collection over, Sega Naomi. Only 6 games in here. Let's see which 6 games. We got Confidential Mission, Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000, Giga Wing 2, Guilty Gear X. We've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Street Fighter 03 Upper. All right, so decent games here for sure. And I like the fact that they didn't just throw in, additional games that were made for Naomi as well as Dreamcast, because there is massive crossover there. All right, and we'll keep it moving here. We're going to go back to Neo Geo Pocket. That's going to give us 9 games. Neo Geo Pocket Color is going to give us 85 games. Now, PlayStation 2, 331 games. That is a stacked collection. Now, I've been seeing a lot of plug and plays that are like 30, 40 games maybe. A lot have a lot less than that even. This is definitely the right kind of number. That's what we want to see here. We want to see several hundred of the advanced games on here, and that's what we have so far for PS2. So, looks like we've got, let's see, Alien vs. Predator is a good one. Alpine Racer 3, we've got Alpine Skiing here. Some Army Man. All right, so we got Big Mother Truckers. We've got my favorite game, the Bible game. Watch it actually not be that bad. Bomberman, we've got Burnout. So we got the original Burnout. We got Burnout 3 Takedown. I was just playing this yesterday, actually. We got Call of Duty World at War. Got some Capcom versus SNK. We got some regular Capcom. Castlevania's over here. We got some Crash titles. Nitro Kart. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. Crash Tag Team Racing, one of my favorites. Crazy Taxi in here, Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX. We got Def Jam Fight for New York. This is a game right here that's super expensive, so getting access to it here has tremendous value. Devil May Cry 2. We've got Dynasty Warriors here. We got Enter the Matrix is a great game. We've got some Family Guy, some Family Feud. We got some Ford Racing in here. We got God of War 2. Gran Turismo, we've got Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Vice City 3, Guilty Gear, Gunfighter 2. We got, looks like all the Harry Potter games inside here, which is great. We got some racing games here. We got some Kingdom Hearts inside here. Looks like all the Lord of the Rings games. Always enjoyed those games. Got some Medal of Honor Frontline and Rising Sun. We got Metal Slug 4 and 5, which is a dual disc game. We got some MLB games in here, some Mortal Kombat, some MotoGP, some NASCAR, some NBA, some Need for Speed. Some Resident Evil inside here as well. Very well balanced collection. I'm impressed. A little bit of everything. It's not too racing heavy. It's not too sports heavy. It's got literally something for everybody in here. We got a lot of Silent Hill, some Silent Scope. Love the Silent Scope. I always liked the like sniper style games, so it's cool to see those. We got the Simpsons skateboarding. We got Hit and Run, Road Rage. All those are a blast. We got Speed Racer in here. We got Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Bunch of Star Wars, and we've even got Racer Revenge, which is my favorite one. combines racing with Star Wars. You can't beat it. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've got Tekken 4, 5, and Tekken Tag Tournament in here. We've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, 4, Project 8, and then also Underground 1 and 2. Twisted Metal, Virtua Fighter, Virtua Tennis. And we've even got WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which I believe is my all-time favorite SmackDown game. So, very nice PS2 collection over here. Now, let's back out of PS2. We've got Pi Game over here, which is just like a trivia game. We've got Game Boy Advance with 1,036 games. So, we've also got Hacks and others up there at the top. We've got a Thomas Wave, 7 games inside here. So we got the Rumblefish titles, we got some Guilty Gear, we got Fist of the North Star, which is a cool one, and Dolphin Blue. We've got original Xbox, 41 original Xbox games. All right. Agent Under Fire, which we saw on the All Games list. I love that game. 25 to Life is a fun game. We've got Amped Freestyle Snowboarding. We've got some Arctic Thunder, which is great. Batman Vengeance. We've got Big Mother Truckers. We've got Blood Rain 2, we've got BMX XXX, we've got Burnout, we've got Capcom vs. SNK, we've got Chase, the Hollywood stunt driver game, which I actually have played since it's, of course, got the same name as me. That's one you don't typically see. We have Defender, we have Gladiator, Sword of Vengeance is cool. GoldenEye Rogue Agent is a good one. We've got Jet Set Radio Future, which is crucial. You always have to have that one. That one actually emulates very well as well. Smashing Drive is a fun one. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X. I love that. That's my favorite Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, but the graphics on here are kicked up considerably. So, decent offering here for... Oh, and Blinks. I didn't see Blinks before. Blinks is a good one. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some good stuff inside here. Let's back out. We've got Nintendo DS with 199 games. Let's see what's in here for DS. I'm not really a big DS guy. Looks like there's a couple titles here that need to be scraped, but most of them seem to be in here and consistent. Yeah, I'm not a big DS guy, so I really wouldn't really know what to even look for in here, but it seems to be a good offering, well put together. Just never was big into emulating that. So we've got PSP now with 244 games, and we've got PSP Minis. See, this is what I love, because it drives me nuts when I get in here and it's just PSP Minis. Now, one thing I'll say is the titling could be better. You can see we have the underscores there in the title names. So I would just clean up the labeling, but they are scraped. This one isn't, but the majority of them are scraped. So yeah, I would just clean up the labeling a little bit, get rid of those little underscores or whatever, tidy it up for my OCD, but it doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day, right? Like, the games populate in fine. You know what they are. Dynasty Warriors 2, by the way. Love that game. All right, so let's back out of this one. Great selection, though. This PSP is stacked. We've got Xbox 360, so 3 games, and I hope, I'm seeing across the bottom there, I hope NBA Jam's on here because it's one of my favorite 360 games. It is. That is awesome. And we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got Backyard Sports Sandlot Sluggers. All right, yeah, I mean, NBA Jam for 360 is awesome. I like the On Fire edition, which is a different version, but this one's still very good. This one had like the current lineups. The On Fire edition had like some throwback roster members. But yeah, I'm impressed to see that on there. I didn't expect 360 to be on here. Now we have PS3, 15 PS3 games. Let's see what's on here. So we got Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, we got DC Universe Online, we got Digimon, we got some Dragon Ball Z, we've got Harry Potter, we've got Hellboy, we've got Kick-Ass 2, Killzone 2, we've got Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker HD Edition, we got Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, we got Transformers Devastation here. So definitely impressive for PS3. Let's back out. We've got Oozebox over here with 87 games. We got OD Commander, which is 1. We've got 2-player games. So this is a fun way to just kind of explore new titles. Like, say you're with a buddy or, you know, family member and you want to play a game with them. You can go in here and just find 2-player games. So it's just kind of a way to branch out and find new things. And then same thing for 4-player games. If you're with 3 buddies, 3 family members, you go in here and you look for games that are specific for 4 players. And then we're back to our all games list. So that is everything on here. Again, 47,578 games. on the Neo Ogami. We got to test out the performance though. Let's dive into it.
Round 1, fight! Round 2, fight! You win. Round 2. Fight.
あったな。
Get ready, fight! KO! Winner!
誰にも邪魔はさせない。
俺に負けはない。
Get ready, fight!
Dirk. From beyond the arc. Shanks it to Gasol. Nice pass. Kobe. Hit Louis Caliente. Passes. And that one's off the mark. I think we have our new poster child for the laces flew by my face and dunked on me flew. Kobe for dope. Good aggressive defense there. Bryant denied. Dishes. And he swishes that one home for 2. Dirk firing away. Misses for 2. Misses it. Still on offense. There it is. We have 1 minute to play here in the second quarter. 3-point fadeaway. Lucky bounce. Kid fires away. Swatted away. To Kobe. How about a little fire scarecrow?
Round 1. Fight.
Hope you got insurance. Nothing coming through. I gotta get me one of these. Nothing coming through. Okay, Spec, I'm after you. Woo! I gotta get me one of these. I know just who I'm gonna use. Yep. Go.
All right, guys, we jumped into the Neo Ogami plug and play game console, and man, this blew my mind today. So not only is this the most attractive looking plug and play game console out there on the market, but I can safely say with that AMD Ryzen 5 processor in there, this is the most powerful plug and play option out there on the market today. A lot of the other plug and play options out there, like what Kin Hank has put out, they're very good, but they have like N150 processors. They're all Intel-based processors. This is an AMD Ryzen 5, super powerful, and you saw that in the gameplay experience here. There was nothing choppy, there was nothing laggy, there was nothing that was dealing with screen tearing or any issues of that nature. Everything was buttery smooth, and most importantly, plug and play. We didn't have to download drivers, we didn't have to map controllers, we didn't have to do anything except plug the power supply cable in, plug the USB dongle in to our controller, and then plug the HDMI cable from the console over to our TV or monitor. That's all you have to do. From there, the biggest thing you're going to have to deal with is figuring out which game to jump into first, because there's so many games on here, over 40,000 games. We've got all of our retro stuff, Super Nintendo, NES, we've got original PlayStation, and then we really start kicking it up from N64, Dreamcast to PS2, PS3, Xbox, and even Xbox 360. Now, there's not that many Xbox 360 games, but the emulator is set up. So if you want to free up some space on here, you can start bringing in your own ROMs if you really want to. The other really cool thing is, while these controllers are great entry-level controllers, if you have a favorite controller at home that you want to bring into the mix, you can easily do that because this is Batocera based. So all you have to do is connect that PC controller to your setup today and go in and actually map that. It takes about 10 seconds, and then you can start using your own controller if you want to. So you can really customize this to make the experience your own. That's exactly what I would do. But with what is on here stock, it is truly incredible. We have an amazing PS2 collection. PS3 is stacked. Original Xbox was amazing as well. There's just so many games to be played on here. PSP was great. We had NES, Super Nintendo, of course. Classic Arcade is a great collection. N64, Dreamcast, one of my all-time favorite collections, is loaded with all of my favorite titles as well. So many amazing games at your fingertips here. And again, truly plug and play, where you don't have to do anything but just plug it all in and launch it. So blown away by this. To get some additional information, click the link in the description of this video. Remember, the makers of the Neo Ogami also made the Neo 01, which I've reviewed in the past. Check out those videos. I'll provide links in the description to those as well. That is going to do it for today, guys. Hit me up in the comments, though. Let me know what you guys think about what you saw here today. Are you impressed by this AMD Ryzen 5 powered mini PC plug-and-play game console? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about what you saw. That's going to do it for today. Be sure to give me a thumbs up on the video, and of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos right here on the Chase Brogan YouTube channel.